Peyton, did you ever watch Eli? We'll start with you. And did you ever watch Eli and go, my little brother, he does something. Did you ever, comics, talk show hosts, we steal bits and pieces, right, from people that were like, ooh, his teasing's good, his storytelling's good. Peyton, was there ever a time that you watched Eli and went, my little brother, he's pretty good at that? Like, what did you admire about his game?
Yeah, it was funny, Colin. I go to college at Tennessee, right? I'm a freshman. Eli's a freshman in high school, right? 5 years younger, right? Eighth grader. I'm coming back once a year to New Orleans, right? On a bye week, maybe once in the summer. So I'm seeing Eli, twice a year. Every time I see him, he's getting a little taller. He's growing. He's still not saying much. I mean, he's still very quiet. I'm not saying he's speaking a lot, but I just see a different kid each time I see him, right? All 4 years in high school. I'm playing for the Colts now. He's at Ole Miss. I'm seeing him once a year. And each year I just see this development. And so I kind of got to witness that right before my eyes, that he's a different kind of quarterback because of how calm and cool and collected he is. I was telling Colin before the show, Eli, that Cooper and I used to, try to compete over who could make you cry first when you were like a 3-year-old, and like we couldn't do it. And we were trying everything, pulling out all the stops. And I think that just kind of served him well, Colin, that just nothing bothered him. It didn't rattle him. He couldn't get rattled. And God, what a great characteristic and a trait to have as a quarterback, especially when you're playing against the Giants in New York, and especially in a 2-minute drill. So I did kind of have a sense early on that Eli was unique and had some special traits, and it was just fun to kind of witness that growth in kind of 1 year installments.
Eli, you are in the shadow of what many believe Peyton Manning is one of the great football prodigies of my life. In fact, I think Eli, Peyton, you're the only quarterback that was number one high school, number one college, number one pick, and ended up being great. Like most of the time, it's overlooked. Aaron Rodgers, junior college, Big Ben, Miami of Ohio. Like, you're it. Number one, legend. That's it. And Eli, you grew up in a little bit of the shadow of that. And yet, I can honestly say this. There's never been animosity. Like, you're so good around each other. I've seen images of you watching each other play. What do you think, Eli? Go to a moment of being Peyton's brother where you realized, oh my God, my big brother's, like, this is a big thing. Like, he's not Peyton, he's Peyton. Like, the first moment you knew, okay, my brother's like, it's not just a brother thing. Like, he can't be in public.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably when he was at Tennessee, his senior year at Tennessee, kind of the summer going into that. I was in high school, and I went up to stay with them that summer for a week, and I was on a workout with them, in the weight room, and just go throw with them with his receivers there. And that was kind of the first time that I saw like his work ethic in person, I think. And that was like, it just, I'm in high school. I'm a sophomore in high school, and I'm just kind of enjoying playing all the sports. And I kind of said, I want to know what your normal week is and what that looks like in college. And I don't think what he was doing in college was what other normal college quarterbacks was doing. Just the amount of film study, what he did in the workout, how he can, kind of just commanded his offensive group and his receivers and had them out on the fields, how he conducted those 7-on-7 drills and the 1-on-1s. And just, it was just, it was just such a learning thing for me to see him in action. And then also to see him, how he conducted himself kind of going to dinner and around a college campus where he was, kind of the god there, and just everybody looked up to him and wanted to be around him. And so I think that was the first time. And it was just kind of a, wow, my brother's pretty freaking awesome. Like, this guy's got it. He not only is he, knows exactly what he wants to do. He wants to be great. It's not about how he talks about being great. It's how he works at being great. And then it's how he treats people and how he handles it the limelight and doing all that. And it was just kind of opened your eyes to kind of the mindset and the work ethic that was going to take if I wanted to have some sort of that same success. And he's just always been able to take it to a higher level at every, when you think you're working hard, all of a sudden, I kind of wonder what Peyton's doing. And I know he's doing something more, whether he's watching more film, whether he has more code words, or, then you see him in the NFL and all of a sudden he's, changing the game of the NFL and going to a no huddle offense. And he's basically the offensive coordinator on the field. And it's like, how do you keep competing with this? How do you try to match that? And I think early on, I just said, I don't know if I can match everything he does. All I know is I'm going to work as hard as I think I can possibly work and try to be the best I can be. And that's just, that's all I can ask for. If I try to keep up with him and compete with him, it's going to be really hard, because I know he's going to have the mindset that he's going to work harder than anybody and do it better than anybody.